There's a new local landmark in the community tonight. Wilmington City Council voted unanimously to designate the Giblem Lodge as a local historic landmark. The three-story building was first built in 1871. It was a symbol of black culture before the 1898 massacre. The local landmark designation means the community recognizes its historic importance, and any changes to the building are subject to review by the city's Historic Preservation Commission. And after years of sitting unused, the former Wave Transit building on Castle Street will soon have a new owner. City Council settled on the highest bid tonight for the building. It'll go to Wilmington-based PBW Development for $867,000. There aren't any details yet on what the company plans to do with that property.